Welcome to Hiking Adventures in Math, Calculating Distances in Glacier National Park. Let's go hiking the 2 medicine trails in Glacier National Park. The 2 medicine trails are in southeastern Glacier National Park, Montana, featuring a campground by 2 Medicine Lake. Before the Going to the Sun Road's completion in 1932, it was a top visitor spot. The 2 Medicine Store, a National Historic Landmark, is by the lake. The area, sacred to the Blackfeet and other tribes, offers trails and tour boat rides with views of Rising Wolf Mountain's steep south face. Here's a map of the trail system that we're going to be looking at. A map always has something called a key or a legend. The key or legend on a trail map explains the symbols used to indicate various features and facilities. Let's make this key a little bit bigger. The first key we have is for roads, the gray lines. Then we have the trails. These are our hiking trails. We also have a mileage marker. And then you're going to see the 3.3 right here. This number means 3.3 miles, and that tells us how far it is between the 2 mile markers. The cool squiggly blue lines, those are our creeks. And then, of course, the pit toilet, which is super important. And then we have what's called backcountry campgrounds. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. This symbol tells us that this trail by Running Eagle Falls is accessible for those who are handicapped. This is the campground that we mentioned earlier. This is the ranger station. Finally, you're going to see these numbers, and that refers to the top. Number 9 is the Running Eagle Falls. You're going to see that it says mostly level. That tells us what the trail is like. Let's go backcountry camping, sometimes called primitive camping, to No Name Lake. We leave our car at the campground near the park ranger station and hike to No Name Lake camping. Exactly how far did we hike? Well, let's see. We went from marker to marker, and that's 3.1 miles. Let's go to the next marker. That's 1.5 miles. And finally, to where we're going to camp is 0.3 miles. To figure out how far we went, we need to add. The first thing that I like to do is bring down my decimal. And since these are in miles, I'm going to keep the word miles. Let's add the tenths place. I'm going to have 1 plus 5, which is 6. 6 plus 3, which is 9. Now I need to add the ones spot. 3 plus 1 is 4, and 4 plus 0, well, that's 4. How far did we hike? 4.9 miles. After a couple days at No Name Lake, we hiked through Dawson Pass to Pitamakan Pass to Old Man Lake. How far did we hike? Well, let's see. Our first set is right here, and that's 0.3 miles. We keep walking through Bighorn Basin all the way to Dawson's Pass, and then we go all the way up to Pitamakan, I might be saying that wrong, Pass, which is 3.4 miles. We continue to the next marker, and that's 1.5 miles, and then finally 0.3 to our destination. To find out how far we hiked, we're going to add them together. Once again, I bring down my decimal and the word miles because our units are in miles. Let's add the tens place. I have 3 plus 9, which is 12. 12 plus 4, which is 16. 16 plus 5, which is 21. And finally, 21 plus 3, which is 24. The 2 goes in the ones place, and the 4 goes in the tenths place. Now let's add the ones place. We're going to have 2 plus 0, which is 2. 2 plus 1, which is 3. 3 plus 3, which is 6. 6 plus 1, which is 7. And 7 plus 0 is 7. So that 7 is in our ones place. How far did we hike? 7.4 miles. Here's one for you to try. After a couple days at Old Man Lake, it's time to get back to the car parked at the campground near the ranger station. How far did we hike? Pause the video, figure out the distance, and then press play to check. Let's see how you did. So we're going to be leaving Old Man Lake. We go 0.3 miles. Then we have a major hike of 3.7 miles to the next marker. From that marker, we're going to hike 2.4 miles. So how far did we walk? Well, let's figure out our tenths place first. We're going to take 3 plus 7, which is 10, 10 plus 4, which is 14. That means the 4 goes in the tenths place, and the 1 goes in the ones place. Let's add our ones up. 1 plus 3 is 4, and 4 plus 2 is 6. That means our ones is 6. How far did we hike? 6.4 miles. Thank you for taking this adventure on the Two Medicine Trails in Glacier National Park. Check out my free worksheet using the Two Medicine Trails map, available on Teachers Pay Teachers, Creative Fabrica, and Math Hub Club. Check the links below, and if you like it, why don't you subscribe to this channel?